Oh my god. Oh. Okay, lovely. Oh. No, it's not Florence, it's me. Hello! Welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucen. I'm a singer-songwriter, and today I'm going to be reacting to the brand new Julien Baker album, Little Oblivions. Cool, let's go. Okay, so, Julien Baker. I don't really know much about Julien Baker. I've been recommended her from my best friend and also from you guys, mostly on the Phoebe Bridgers reaction. A lot of you recommended Julien Baker because they're part of the same collective. Is that right? But like, she sounds like right up my street, you know. Quite interested to discover Julien Baker, but also discover a brand new album today with you. But before we get started, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I do new reactions every single Friday. I also do some videos on Tuesdays too, and it's all from the perspective of a singer-songwriter such as myself. If you like the sound of that, then please subscribe to the channel and also give this video a like if you like it to help it bump up in the ratings. Also, if you stick around right to the end of the video, I'll be doing my weekly Song of the Week recommendation, so make sure to stick around. So yeah, without any further ado, let's actually get straight into the video. If it keeps on getting Florence's face instead of mine, this is going to be really frustrating. I might have to start getting albums that don't have faces on. Right, okay, let's go. Song number 1, this is Hardline. Let's go. Oh. Florence. Okay. So we're going to get a bit of rock, we're going to get a bit of production. Okay. Unique voice. Forgiveness in advance. Oh, okay, this is dark. Oh, okay. So she feels quite like a destructive presence. Oh my god. She's really low. Oh. Well, I like that lyric. Oh, that must be like a reference to alcohol. Oh my god. Wow, okay. Okay. Yes, okay, I'm into it. Epic. Like, reminds me a bit of like Wolf Alice. Shit, okay. I love her voice. Oh, wow. Oh, damn. Jesus, this is brilliant. Oh, okay. I'm into it already. I'm down. I'm a fan. Yes. Oh my god. Well, that really dissonant guitar there. What a like epic start to the album. It just feels like so desperate and broken. She sounds as if like she's maybe having trouble with drugs or alcohol. Like that lyric where she says like splitting the difference between medicine and poison. That's just fabulous. Isn't that just such a brilliant line? Maybe she's using the alcohol to get by and therefore it's a medicine, but obviously at the same time it's poisoning her and it's poisoning her life. It's a really interesting like way to put it and like really well written. It's really dark. She feels like she's kind of like destructing this other person's life and she's like, you can leave me at any time because I know that I'm a destructive presence. But hopefully like this is a kind of dark start and we're going to see how she manages to progress through this kind of destructive presence that she feels she is, and maybe she'll be able to get a bit of happiness by the end, I don't know. And I love like the kind of production on it. It feels like a kind of like indie rock kind of vibe, but it's blown out really big. It feels like a kind of desperate plea, big and small moments. It feels desperate and destructive and a bit unbridled, you know. Fabulous. Cool, okay, 10 out of 10, let's go. Let's go on to song number 2. Song number 2. This is Heatwave. We need a little bit of this right now because it's been freezing the last few weeks. It's already got a sense of that summer retro. It reminds me of like, you know, the Romeo and Juliet Baz Luhrmann film in the way that it kind of has like a kind of mystical sense of summer. Oh, wow. Oh, nothing to lose till everything's really gone. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, like that little shimmery little synth thing. This is gonna make me late for work. It's kind of like that sense of everything being really small, but really deep and dark at the same time. Wow. So she's missing somebody. I love the vibe of this song. Oh. Oh, wow. I really liked that. I wonder what it's about. Like, I'm not 100% sure what the meaning was there, but I love the vibe of it. Like, it really does have that sense of retro. Like when you look back at a beautiful summer that you had 3 years ago, that feeling, you know, in essence. She's definitely in still in a negative place. And she says that she was looking for everybody's, like, looking for your face in everyone she sees. Maybe she's missing somebody, and maybe it's thinking back to the time when they were together. I'm not sure. Let me know what your interpretation of the songs are in the comments below, because I don't necessarily get everything. And I also don't know, I also haven't listened to her before, so I don't really know the context. So yeah, let me know what you think. Right. Okay, let's go on to the next song. Bloody hell, I'm such a freak. Let's go on to song number 3. This is Faith Healer. Okay. I must say, every single song I really like the rhythms and the instrumentation, the vibe. This is in 6/8. We're sweeping, we're waltzing. Oh, okay. Oh, chills. Oh, everything I love, I traded in to feel it rushing to my chest. It's almost like she traded in what she really cared about for a quick rush. Maybe she's looking for someone who can heal that instantly, you know? Oh, I love the instrumentation. Wow, the production, it's like building this like kind of little world in each song. So cool. Yeah. I'll believe you if you make me feel something. She's lost and she needs a solution. And even if, you know, this person isn't necessarily like legit, she'll still believe you because she's desperate. Wow. Wow. Snake oil dealer. Yeah, it's like, yeah. These songs have less of a kind of pop structure to them. They're definitely more like one long thing, you know, rather than lots of repeated choruses and things. It's quite cool. Love it. Love it. Love it. I love all of them. That's really good. Oh, yeah. I love the instrumentation and production. Amazing. Really cool. Setting up this really amazing kind of vibe. It feels unique. It feels kind of indie. It feels kind of lo-fi. Like, I love all of that. But this song, it's like, obviously, like from the 2 previous songs, she's still feeling pretty desperate and pretty lost. And I think that like this song is kind of searching for the solution. She's kind of saying, you know, Faith Healer, come and put your hands on me. I think then she says snake oil dealer. I don't know whether that was correct. Some kind of dealer, you know, right. Maybe this Faith Healer isn't legit. I'll believe you if you make me feel something. It's like, at this point, I'm so used to feeling numb and I'm so desperate for a solution that like I will believe anything you tell me, which is quite a kind of desperate feeling. And I think something that a lot of us can relate to, having been through maybe in like, you know, the kind of darkest points, that you're just looking for somebody to tell you, you know, how do I get out of this dark place? Like, give me the solution. Unfortunately, no one can give you the answers, you know. You have to kind of like figure it out on your own. But like, songwriting is a way for you to figure it out. I think in her kind of admitting these kind of dark feelings, I think that she's going to hopefully find some sort of catharsis from what she's going through. I love it. I love that I can connect to it, you know. Like, it really shows a sign of a good songwriter when you can really connect to what they're saying quite, you know, instantly. Oh, I love it. I'm going to add these all to my current bops because, yeah, they're all really good. Okay. Is my hair all right? No. The hairdressers are not going to open till like April or some shit. You're just going to have to deal with this. Let's go on to song number 4. This is Relative Fiction. Interesting title. Well, okay. Unique drum beat. Oh, really mellow, really beautiful harmony. Oh my god. Oh. So there's somebody who's giving her a reason to live. Wow. I love this. This is beautiful. Oh my god. Oh. Wow. Her lyricism is beautiful and haunting. There you go. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. She's looking for intimacy. So she feel like she can't get through to them. Yeah. Wow. she's still struggling to connect and she's still trying to get through to people. But it's kind of this idea of relative fiction. It's almost like she's kind of struggling to face reality. Wow. So another desperate plea in that song. It really feels like she's really putting it all out there. Like, so she talks about like, you know, should I just go on another bender? Like, what's the point? It's all relative fiction anyway. You know, what is real? What is truth? It's kind of saying like, what's the point? It's existential in a way, isn't it? Because it's kind of saying, you know, what is the point? What does it all mean? I think that's the sense of like what relative fiction I think means. Let me know what your interpretation is. Right, let's go on to the next song. This is song number 5. This is Crying Wolf. So sad. You ready for the tears? Oh, just a trick. It's about a lie, isn't it? Oh. Wow. Yeah. It's like people don't trust that she's in pain, but she's saying, no, I'm not crying wolf. Yeah. I love this. Even in the quiet songs, there's still a lot going on. Ooh. How many ways can you use a guitar? You know, it's amazing. This is a cry for help, really. Oh. 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 Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I like these kind of atonal elements that are in there. That really felt like a cry for help, that song. It was very much like, I'm here. When I wake up in the morning, I feel alone. Everybody's gone and I feel depressed and I feel alone. Like at the beginning, she says that this person she's talking to doesn't remember what she was talking about, you know? It's almost like they're kind of willingly forgetting that she's like opened her heart to them and said, you know, I'm depressed and I'm sad, and they're just kind of like not coping with that, and she's feeling alone and she's just saying, I'm not crying wolf. The idea of crying wolf, right, is that you've said it's like is that you've kind of said something so many times and it's not been true, that people don't believe you because they think you're lying. And I think that that's something that a lot of people who go through depression kind of have to face, because depression isn't something that just is fixed. It's not just feeling sad and then you feel happy again. It's chemical imbalances, and it's like can be a debilitating problem. And just because somebody is depressed a lot does not mean that they're lying. It's just how they feel. And actually what you need to do is listen to them and say, I understand. What can I do to help? Not, I don't remember you talking about that. You're crying wolf. It's not true. Oh, here we go again. She's depressed again. Do you know what I mean? That's the sense of what she's trying to kind of fight against in this song. So it feels like the kind of journey she's coming on, she's starting to kind of actually kind of stick up for herself a little bit. And that's kind of hopefully a key turnaround for this album. I'm hoping that she can find help throughout the rest of the album. But yeah, let's go on to the next song. Let's go on to song number 6. Song number 6. Song number 6. This is Bloodshot. Okay, I like the drums. Sounds a bit like Haim-esque. I love her voice. Oh my god. So much said in such a short amount of time. Oh. Don't you like when it hurts? Oh my god. That's a really dark moment there. Wow. Oh, she's got such a brilliant knowledge of music and harmony, and these songs just flow beautifully. She's stuck on a loop. It's like a self-destructive loop, isn't it? The little Oblivions. Oh. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. There's no glory in love, only the gall of our hearts. She's kind of giving herself up to it, maybe. Maybe she's throwing herself into a love, you know, hoping that it's gonna save her, but it might tear her apart, you know, it's an unknown. Love it. Oh. Can we oh, so fab. She's got such a brilliant sense of musicality and clearly a brilliant knowledge of like harmony and melody, because like it really does, like her songs flow so beautifully, but also have little surprising moments with like bass lines that you think are gonna stay still and they descend into these like much more kind of complex harmony stuff. It's so stunning. I love it. So yeah, the meaning of that song, maybe she's questioning whether the love that she has for this person is real. I'm not sure. But at the beginning, she's saying, you know, I see myself in your bloodshot eyes. The bloodshot eyes, maybe he's tired, maybe he's hungover, and she sees herself in them. Maybe she's thinking, I'm the reason that your eyes are bloodshot. Maybe she feels like she's pulling this person down. But then she says, I wonder, what do you see when you look at me? Do you see yourself in my eyes? Do you think that you have the same effect on me? Maybe? Is there a reciprocated feeling? Because then she goes on to talk about like her distrust in love, and she's kind of saying, you know, if maybe if she does go follow it, she's going to get completely torn apart again. And then she mentions the little oblivions. I love that. I just love that as just like two words together, you know? So like it kind of goes to speak about like how our individual kind of crises as people are tiny. You know, we're one of 7 billion people on the planet, and all of these things that are so big to us that's like an oblivion, you know, something that is all encompassing is so little in the greater scheme of things. I love that juxtaposition in the main lyric. It's like an oxymoron, isn't it? And how much that speaks to what she's talking about in this song, the whole album really, about her kind of having this kind of crisis, but like almost kind of belittling the importance of it. It's dark. Yeah. But really poignant. Oh my God. So we're halfway through the album. If you're liking the reaction, then please subscribe and give me a little like and boost it up in the search terms. Ooh yeah. So let's go on to song number 7. This is Ringside. Amazing drums on this album, I'm just saying. Oh shit. I'll give you a ringside seat to me destroying myself. Wow. I'm sorry that you had to see me like that in a destructive thing. You had to watch it all go down, you know? Wow. She's still struggling, you know? Wow. She's really crying for help. There's so much detail in this lyric. I feel like I'm going to be able to listen back to this album many times and really get a greater understanding of each song more and more over time, you know. Wow, this is really building slowly, isn't it? Oh, she feels like she keeps on getting second chances and that she doesn't deserve it. You do deserve it. Wow, I just love how big this is. It's really built up to this point. It feels kind of epic. She says that nobody deserves a second chance, but she keeps giving them. I thought she was getting them earlier. Maybe she changed that lyric on purpose. That's interesting. Initially, like, she gives them like the ringside seat to her own self-destruction. It's kind of looking back, isn't it? Because she's saying kind of like, I'm sorry I put you through that. There's all this imagery about her digging her nails into his skin and her drowning. And it's like, are you going to watch me drown, or are you going to let me take you down with me? It's kind of like this idea that she's kind of hoping that this person's going to save her, but kind of not feeling as if she deserves it. Yeah, because she feels like she's going to destroy them. On the way to destroying herself, she's going to destroy this other person. Yeah, it's really, really fascinating. So detailed and so deep, you know. Righty-ho then. I'm a silly Billy, aren't I? Right, anyway, before I go completely crazy, let's go on to song number 8. This is Favour spelt wrong. This already sounds a little bit more positive. Ooh, yum. The drums are sick. I'm just saying, I love all the drums. We took the 40 down to visit the family. Wow. I wonder what she's saying. Oh, yeah. I think that's going to resolve, but it doesn't. Feels like maybe she's telling some sort of story from her childhood or something. Doesn't feel too bad, but doesn't feel too good either. This is an interesting song. The lyrics aren't super clear. You have to let me know what your interpretation of the song is. It's beautiful though. Oh, stunning. I love how you can hear all the hand on the guitar. So it's definitely more of a positive edge to that song. Like, it definitely feels much more like healing. The clarity of the words wasn't quite as forthright, but it seemed as if maybe she was telling a story. Maybe it was a childhood story. Like, maybe she was trying to find some sense of like meaning in that. I'm not sure. But make sure to let me know what your interpretation of the song is in the comments. It's definitely going to be like one of those songs that I have to listen back to and really kind of try and pick out more lyrics and try and understand it a bit more. Even though I couldn't necessarily figure out exactly what the meaning was, like the sense that I got from it was much more positive. It was much more of like a, I don't know, nostalgic, kind of slightly melancholy, but it felt more like a healing kind of vibe musically. And of course, like as on every single song of this album, like the harmony is stunning, and I love how she's kind of layered up all these different kind of guitar effects to like really kind of create a sense of intimacy but intrigue as well. Like you can't necessarily like sense like chord here, chord here, chord here. They all kind of overlaps and kind of interweaves, and it's like a tapestry, you know, really beautiful. Let's go on to song number 9. This is Song in E. I'm gonna guess it's in E. E major, E minor, E Mixolydian, who knows? Ooh, it's definitely not just E, is it? Sounds a little bit childlike, intimate. Okay, yeah, wishing that there was another reason for it. Oh, stunning, stunning. Oh. Oh, I love this. Oh. 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 It's the mercy. Wow. It's the mercy I can't take. Oh, it's like she feels like she doesn't deserve forgiveness. That's just... Oh. She's a fucker. She's kind of trying to find a simpler reason for it, you know? Oh my god. Oh, stunning. Oh, just that line. Wow. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, she's not going to resolve it. How dare she? Oh my god, that was stunning. Oh my god. That was beautiful. I'm not sure which mode she was using. Maybe it was in E, but there was definitely not E major. Like, oh my god, like stunning. She really used that chromatic note, that note that was outside of the regular key, to really build so much more of a dark tension at the moments that she really wanted. And then right at the end, she just didn't resolve it. Absolutely stunning. Stunning. And to tell this story, like, it's the mercy I can't take. Fuck me. As a lyric, like, Jesus Christ. There's just something to that that's just so, like, she feels undeserving of their mercy. It's mind-blowing, really. It's so difficult to put into words how much depth that, like, one lyric belies in her attitude, the pain that she's going through. I loved that. Oh, my God. I loved how it went really, really big and really, really small as well. That was really good. Really beautiful. Let's go on to song number 10. This is Repeat. I love that. Kind of glistening. There's... Yeah, something there, isn't there? It's like a hidden chromatic note. Yeah, okay. Reset. Let's start again. Let's wait for the drugs to wear off and let's start from the beginning and try and figure this out. Thank God there's a healing song on this. Wow. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh. It's so good. Oh. I wasn't expecting that kick drum in there. Oh. Beautiful. Oh, just trying to get out of that struggle, you know, that repeating destructive behaviour. Wow. I love that they put that shimmery effect on her voice, like in the synth. Stunning. Wow. Chills. Oh, geez. That's just fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. It does feel like she's finding a place in which she can start again. Yeah, that's the center of it, right? So she's kind of feeling like she needs to let the drugs wear off and she needs to start. It's like starting again, trying to find peace this time round. But it's almost like she's not sure whether she's actually just going to stay in the same loop, whether she's just going to be self-destructive again. There's kind of hope there, but it's still kind of, she's still worried, you know? And I love the effects that she did, like to have that kind of shimmery synth really take place. And then for that kind of, guessing it was either a vocoder or maybe it was a tremolo effect, for them to then replicate that on her voice in the hook, on the repeats, was a really, really clever idea. Ugh, I feel like I've discovered like a new favorite artist. She's fabulous. Like, it's quite refreshing that it does stray a little bit further away from pop music, less kind of repeated choruses and things. Stop going on Florence's face, god damn it. Okay, let's go on to the penultimate song. This is song number 11. This is Highlight Reel. Thumping. It's like a heart almost, isn't it? Don't do that, mate. Oh, please help me. I feel like I'm trapped in the back of a taxi cab, a victim of my own drunkenness, you know? I love this. This whole album is fabulous. I really, really like it. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, take ownership of it. I may be a mess, but it's my mess. Yeah, feels like she's finally taking ownership, you know? There's definitely much more hope in this, you know? Wow. This really feels like a moment of like healing, like a huge kind of cacophony. Stunning. Stunning, 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 stunning. Loved that. So at the beginning, she tells a story. So she's passed out in this taxi cab and she's banging on the glass saying, can you help me? But by the end, she's then actually kind of saying, maybe actually you're the one who's destructive. And actually I have my own problems, but that's for me to decide. That's kind of that central lyric, isn't it? And I think it's her taking ownership of her own kind of problems, but maybe not blaming herself for everything. Maybe this other person is a destructive force in her life too. But it really does feel like she's found like a sense of hope and a sense that she's learned something with this song. Maybe the highlight reel is the idea that when she looks back, it's not as bad as it was in the moment, you know? Yeah, let me know if there's any other lyrics that you picked out. But yeah, before we go on to the last song, yeah, make sure to give this a like if you like this video so far. I gotta plug it, mate. It's gotta be done. Let's go on to song number 12. This is Zip Tie. Hopefully this isn't about kidnap. Okay, slightly slower, but definitely like a confident beat. Oh. Maybe she's ready to quit the drinking. What's that? Sounds almost like a heart monitor or something. Climb down off of the cross and change your mind. Maybe she's feeling that she's going to stop being self-destructive. That's the idea, isn't it? You know, making a choice to get better. Maybe she's quitting the partying and that's her active choice to try and get better. Yeah, I'm not alone. This isn't like a unique kind of thing. Everybody goes going through something. But there is definitely a kind of solace in that. Oh, beautiful. Wonder what the significance of the beeping is. Maybe it is a heart monitor. Signals that she's alive, you know? Wow. To end with that as well really has a significance, doesn't it? Yeah, it really felt like that was like a conscious decision to let go of these things that are her fault at the end of the day. Like she says at the beginning, she was like sad to find out that she was the one making everything worse, that everything she was doing was making things worse. She mentions like the parties and stuff. I think that that's a strong theme throughout the album is partying, alcohol, drugs. And I think that in this moment, she's kind of choosing to get down off of the cross. She's choosing to let go of the parties. She's choosing to let go of the things that are destructive in her life and actually find her own way of healing. Like the parties and stuff are just a symptom of her depression and her trying to avoid her real feelings. And she needs to let go of that and actually take some responsibility for her own healing. The heart monitor at the end was a really poignant choice. I think that the reason of doing that was actually kind of giving the listener some hope, because at the end of it, even after all of it, she's still alive and she's still carrying on, you know. Love it. Fabulous. Wow. Such a brilliant album. I just love how the whole thing kind of moves, and I love the harmony, and the musicality to it's just so fresh. It feels very like close to her heart. Does that make sense? It feels like she's made so many musical decisions based on exactly how she was feeling right at that moment in the song. It really kind of gives each song and each story its own sense of purpose and its own really well kind of drawn emotion. Yeah, she's really got fabulous musicality. And the lyrics are so fascinating. Some of them are like so detailed that it's difficult to make out on first listen, but it's definitely intriguing that, you know, I really want to go back and really listen to it and really kind of figure out exactly what she's talking about in every single song. There's so much about it that I love in this album. Really great. Sonically, everything sounds so professional, but also so down to earth. It's really like amazing production. There's so much about this that I really love. I've definitely found a new favorite artist in Julien Baker, and I would definitely be going back to listen to more of her stuff. Cool, yeah. So let me know what you think of the album, and let me know what I should react to next. Next week is a new month, so I'll be putting up a poll as to who I should react to next Friday. So make sure to check out my community tab to vote on who you think I should react to next Friday. That was how I discovered Phoebe Bridgers in the first place. Cool. Make sure to like and subscribe, of course. So in honor of Wolf Alice releasing new music, which is very exciting, my song of the week this week is from Wolf Alice, and it is Saint Purple and Green. Now this song it's got so much depth and beauty to it, but it has like some real like amazing musicality in the same way that Julien Baker kind of has. But like the story is her talking about her grandmother, who I think like has Alzheimer's or something, because the central lyric is, you might be changing, but you're still there, and you're still mine, na. Like her coming to terms with the fact that her nan isn't the same person she used to be, and that internal struggle that she faces. It's kind of, in one sense, really kind of raw and really like kind of dire, but in the other sense, it's really intimate and really close and really beautiful. Such a fabulous song from their second album, Visions of Life. That's Saint Purple and Green. I'll leave the link to my Song of the Week playlist in the bio and in a comment or whatever, and you can check that out. If you want to follow the playlist and listen to all of my songs of the week, then do so. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the end of the video. Make sure to come back next Friday for a new reaction. Yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye!